Hello everyone and welcome back to Maman-chan's Manga Corner, and the series that I am very excited to be reviewing today is Fairy Cube by Kaori Yuki. Now it is an older teen book, so again we're probably 16 plus here. I did read it a little underage. I'm honestly not sure when I got this book. This is one of my older series that I've had for a very long time. Kaori Yuki is one of my favorite artists, and while my goal is to collect her series, I would love it if I could share some of her works with everyone else, because more people need to know. It's great. So, Fairy Cube, it is I would say it's fantasy romance. Probably, tops it off. It's obviously, it's about fairies, but it's not, the happy little joy fairies. It's more the dark side. If anyone has read the book Tithe, I love that series. I love anything where fae are more like what they were supposed to be. Back in the day, they were stories to, keep people safe. Don't go into the woods because, you'll see a brownie, you'll see a red cap, and they'll come for you. And she takes the darker side of the fae and she weaves it in this work very well, especially with her gothic-esque style. Now, Fairy Cube follows Ian, and he is a boy who is able to see the fae, but no one believes him. I mean, it's like people who see ghosts. You have some people who believe you, you have some who don't. I would believe him, especially if he could, I don't know if I want to be friends with those fae. Oh, we might hit it off, get some nachos. But Ian is able to see fae, and he is called Ian the Liar because no one believes him. Again, it's a fairy. Proof, Pixar didn't happen. There we go. Pixar didn't happen. So he goes through his school life. He ends up lying to people he once showed a fae to, telling them, just kidding, it was our imagination, let's go on. That's it. It has caused him so much trouble in his life, and he would just be rid of it if he could. He is haunted, not really haunted, but he has this shadow always behind him. He calls Tokage. And Tokage is a jealous, spiteful spirit who only seems to bring Ian harm. He does nothing good for him. He takes over his body. He takes his girlfriend, his lady love, his Rin, who doesn't notice at first. So Ian is forced to travel through the world of fae without a body because he's a spirit. Tokage has his body. A spirit without a body just vanishes. There's no one to home it, so it has to go somewhere. So Ian is forced into the fae world by a man named Kaito, along with a little fairy, who, if you call her little, she'll probably get very angry, named Ansel. And I hope that's pronounced right. I don't care. Now, Ansel's a very strong fae who helps him. He's tricked by this little fae, and he follows it to this centaur creature, and he realizes that this centaur creature has a belt with other little fae in animal form. A squirrel, a rabbit, I think a hedgehog. Yeah. But he, with Ansel's help, defeats the centaur. That is a centaur. Stop thinking Cyclops. It's not a Cyclops. But he defeats it, and they're able to get to the other side, where they need to be. This tree with a fairy ring that sends him back. Once he returns, he's able to borrow the body of a young boy, no more than the age of 7. And he has to, while in this body of a child, he has to show his grandma that he is this boy, but she knows better. She's smart. And he needs to be able to protect Rin and get his body back from Tokage. And I love that not all the characters are what they appear. You get to know them on all fronts. And one of my favorite things about Kaori Yuki is none of her, well, very few, I guess, of her characters are perfect. most of them have a flaw of some sorts in some way. And sometimes they just have to overcome that flaw. But the artwork is great. I love her Gothic-esque style. I love the clothing design for each character and how it suits their character in that moment. I love her backgrounds. I have zero qualms with the artwork. It's 100% perfect if you ask me. And I'm just gonna leave that there. But no, there is chapter photos at the end. And I believe it's supposed to kind of be like a, chapter 1, and then you would have your picture with chapter 1, and then you would have your story, and blah, 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 blah. But she has these pictures at the end, all in black and white, but they are beautifully detailed. She has such a knack for all the small details, and I love it. I've had people complain that she puts too much detail in the hair. Shut up. Don't tell her what to do. But it's a great story. It is fairly old. God, when did you come out? I'm gonna feel old here in a second. 2 seconds. 3 seconds. 4 seconds. Okay. So this one came out in 2005. Okay. So Fairy Cube came out in 2005. It was published in English in 2008. I do believe I have a first edition copy in English, and I'm gonna keep it that way. I am a huge fan of her artwork. Even her stories. I've loved all of them. There's really no reason I've had to dislike them. I'm a huge fantasy fan. Awesome. Small aspects of not really horror, but action, a little bit, blood, a little bit of this, that. She's able to weave it together beautifully. And I do mean that because her artwork is absolutely stunning. Stunning! The characters, they each have their own little quips, and I love that. Like Ian is called Ian the Liar, he sees fairies. And Rin, his lady love, she can't see fae unless he shows them to her. However, she is very strong. She's, very in love with him. But she's also pretty cunning and smart herself. Ansel is just a fiery ball of everything. Ansel is probably my favorite character throughout the entire series. She is a major character, so that could be why. But she herself, she's in love with Kaito, and she brings up the body difference, telling Ian not to bring up the body difference. Because that's the last thing I want to tell a fairy who, just blew up a whole building. Yeah, you're too small for that guy. The original price, as for most manga, is $8.99. I don't know what it would be used, because again, I already have it, and I don't particularly want 2 copies. You guys know how it works. Again, okay, so this is 3 volumes. It is fully completed, and you do get a nice little bonus story at the end about Tokage. And I thought it was really cute because it gives you that little bit extra. Because he is the main antagonist, I believe, because Ian's the protagonist. But he himself, he deserves love. Yeah, like I said, he's jealous and spiteful, but who wouldn't be? He's been ignored. All he wants is a little bit of attention. Not the best way to go about it, but it worked. But again, I 100% say check this out. I fully recommend this. I don't care what you like. I don't care if you hate, read it. You can hate fairies, read it. I don't care. Just read it. It is a great series. I fully recommend it, and I will see you guys in the next Manga Corner. Bye!